Hello everyone, my name is M. Jagadish from CSM A section. Today I'm here to discuss about ethical issues and data governance in big data. Why this topic matters. Firstly, data is fuel for modern AI applications. AI systems heavily depend on large scale of data, but rapid growth means ethical risks and increasing faster than control. Firstly, in healthcare, patients' data drives diagnostics, treatment recommendations, and drug discoveries. And in banking, financial data powers credit score, fraud detection, and lead decisions. In social media, personal data shapes content algorithms and advertisement and political messaging. The core problem statement is rapid technology growth is outpacing the ethical frameworks and regulatory control designed to protect people. The risk compounds at the scale. AI systems now make decisions affecting millions from loan approval to medical diagnosis. The stakes have never been higher. What is big data and AI? Before addressing the ethical corners, it is essential to understand the technologies at the center of the conversation. Firstly, what is big data? Big data means extremely large and complex data sets categorized by volume, velocity, and variety, too vast for traditional tools to process. And what is artificial intelligence? Systems that learn predictions from data and automate decisions from recommendation systems to predictions to automation actions. And Netflix is the real world example for the big data. What is data governance? Data governance in this is a system that ensures data is managed securely, responsibly, and ethically. Without it, data becomes dangerous rather than useful. Firstly, data quality. Data quality ensures the data is accurate, complete, and reliable, so the AI system built on its produce trustworthy outcomes. And privacy protection. Privacy protection is nothing but safeguarding personal information for unauthorized access, misuse, and exploitation at every state of the data lifecycle. Legal compliance. Rather than the regulations of RGBT, the data protection is essential for organizations to protect privacy. Company collect massive amount of personal data that includes location, browsing history, and personal preferences, often without users fully understand how it is used. Real case Facebook Cambridge Analytica. Firstly, data of millions harvested without consent. User data was extracted via third party quiz apps far beyond what users agreed to share. Secondly, used to influence political campaigns. Psychographic profiles were built to target voters with tailored political messages at scale. Thirdly, massive loss of public trust. They targeted global regulatories and fundamentally changed data policies conversations. What data is collected? Location data, browsing history, and personal preferences. Bias and discrimination. AI systems learns from historical data, and if the data reflected past human biases, the AI will inherit and amplify those same flaws and scales. Real case Amazon hiring AI. System trained on historical hiring data, the AI learned patterns from a decade of resumes, mostly unsubmitted by men. Secondly, algorithm panelized women candidates. The global downgrades resume contains words like women's, for example, women chess club, effectively discriminating by gender. Thirdly, project scraped entirely. Amazon discontinued the tool after discovering the bias could not be advocate corrected. Lack of transparency. M- Many AI systems operate by black boxes, producing decisions that even their creators cannot fully explain. This creates a dangerous accountability gap. Firstly, the black box problem. Users receives AI generated decisions on loan approvals, insurance pricing, or medical diagnosis, without any explanation of how the system reached the conclusion. There is no reasoning, no audit, trial, or no resources. Secondly, no explanation, no accountability. When an AI deigns on loan or flags someone as high risk, these affect individual as no way to understand or challenge the decision. Organizations can hide behind algorithmic complexity, avoiding responsibility or discriminatory. Thirdly, who is responsible when AI is wrong? If an AI system makes harmful decisions, denying healthcare, wrongly flagging a criminal suspect, or mismanaging them, and moral responsibility remains deeply resolved. The developer, the user, the algorithm itself. Security risk. The more data that is collected and centralized, the more attractive those systems becomes a target of cyber attacks, with devastating consequences for millions of people. Real case: Qfake data breach. Personal data of 147 million people leaked, one of the largest data branches in history, exposing the private recordings of nearly half of the US population. Sensitive IDs and financial record exposed. Social security numbers, date of birth, address, and financial records. Thirdly, identity theft and financial fraud at scale. Victims faced years of fraudulent accounts, credit damage, and financial losses with little recourse. Data governance solutions. Responsible data management requires both organized and best practices that stores regulatory frameworks with together to protect individual and build public trust. Firstly, data governance practice. Strong data policies. Establish clear understands how data is collected, stored, used, and deleted. Policies must be enforced, not just written. Encryption and security. Secure storage. Protect data at rest in transit using modern encryption standards to prevent unauthorized access even in the event of breach. Access control. Limit who can view, edit, and or export sensitive data using role-based permissions and the principle of least privilege. Regular audits. Continuously review data systems usage logs and co- complaint status to identify before the becomes breaches. And finally, conclusion. Key takeaways. Big data and AI are among the most powerful technologies ever created. And within that power comes serious, real world ethical responsibilities. Powerful but risky. Big data and AI unlocks enormous value, but their misuse can cause harm at scale previously unimaginable. Ethical issues are real. Privacy violences, algorithmic bias, lack of transparency, and security breaches are already causing damage to real world people today. Governance is not optional. Data governance is a critical infrastructure requirement as essential as cybersecurity for any organizations that handle personal data. Thank you.